What is up, everybody? Hopefully everybody's having an awesome draft here. I think this is a good draft so far. See, I'm just trying to get everybody here. All right. Figured I'd go live here. All the kids are in bed, wife's in bed, TV's on, drink in hand, watching this awesome part of the draft. Hopefully I can get the Jordan boys back in. Sam and Jack, they're balling it up out in Cleveland right now. So what does everybody think about this draft so far? Put it in the comments in the chat here. I'll sit and chat with everybody here. I know I'm kind of hanging out here by myself, but come talk. We'll see what we get here. All right. So I like the Sewell pick, man. That's definitely getting our offensive line to be one of the tops in the league, especially if he can pan out for sure. So the Bears just traded up. Is this where they get Fields? This could be bad. This could be bad. Fields or Mac Jones? What are you guys calling? Fields or Mac Jones? Who are we calling? I'm just texting Sam Jordan. I'd be curious to see here. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's probably Fields. It's probably Fields. Wonder what the Bears traded up to the Giants. I'm going to mark this down. Bears all the way up to 11. So what are your guys' thoughts on the reunions here with Burrow and Chase, and then with Waddle going with Tua, and then you've got Smith going with Hurts? So the Bears just gave up the 20th pick, a 5th-round pick this year, a 1st-round pick in 2022, and a 4th-round pick in 2022. Man, that's a load. That's a load. If we would have traded back, I think we could have had a handful as well. So, the Giants need quite a bit of help. So they actually stole those from the Bears. I'm okay with that. So, but what do your guys think? What do you think? Is it Fields or is it Jones? What do you think? So the pick is in. Let's see what we've got. Definitely Fields. I'm thinking it's Fields here. Unless they're trading up for Parsons. They haven't had a linebacker there in quite a while. What do you think about Parsons? Yeah, this is crazy draft, man. I knew this was going to be. This is the area where I thought there was going to be the most movement for sure. I'm kind of excited for this pick just to see who we're going to have to play twice a year for the next 5 years. All right, here's the pick. Do they stick with Big Red, Andy Dalton? I don't think so. I think they go. Justin Fields here for sure. I'm calling it. So yeah, this is Fields. I just got off the phone or the text message with Sam Jordan. He thinks this is Fields. The next pick will be for the Cowboys. It's going to be Parsons. And then Slater will be 13 to the Chargers, which they didn't have to trade up at all to go get, which is awesome. Let's see. Here we go. What do we have, Carlos? Justin Fields. So the Bears have moved up twice over the last few years to grab a quarterback. The last time they did, it failed. So let's see what Fields does. Now, I think Fields has an excellent NFL career ahead of him, so I just hope we give him fits. I need to see the Lions do something here. I would love to move back into this first round and snatch maybe one of those linebackers in the later round or grab a receiver. What do you guys think? Let's see, are we still streaming? Yep, we still streaming. We're doing all right. It's all right. Yeah, of course they're going to talk about the Bears, man. They're going to talk about the Bears because it's Justin Fields. I tweeted out I hated how the NFL Network, now I don't have it on ESPN because I can't stand some of their analysts, but I can't stand NFL Network either at times because it just seems like every year, no matter what pick it is, 1 through 7 rounds, they never ever talk about the Lions picks. It drives me nuts. This would have been a perfect year to do it too with the new coaching staff and everything. I don't know if you guys agree, so go ahead and slap that in the comments. Let me know your thoughts there, but that's frustrating. So, but what's new? Detroit versus everybody, right? So, yeah, he's awesome. So what do you think of the new background here? I just kind of slapped some stuff together tonight, so I think it looks pretty cool. So I'm going to go talk about the Lions a little bit here. I really think the Sewell pick is very, very, very good. I think it's an excellent one. I think he's going to transition to the right side very well. It'll be interesting to see who we have for our right guard. We drafted 2 guards last year, and we do still have Big V and we do have Crosby there, so it'll be interesting to see what we do with guard. If we grab guard maybe in the 2nd or 3rd round, there's some good players there. So, and Fields can throw the ball though. Just looking at the highlights here. Okay, so since we got our tackle in the 1st round, where do you think the Lions go in the 2nd round at 41? Do you think they draft up or trade up to in the back end of the draft? Do you think they stay at 41? Do you think they trade out of the 41st pick? Depends on how much you want to package up to try to get somebody here. All the pass catchers that we thought were going in the top 10 have already gone, so your best available pass catcher right now is Bateman. At least, I don't know if Elijah Moore is in the first round category yet, but I know Bateman will probably be in the second half of the first. And then I also think Terrace Marshall Jr. might be a first round or first part of the second round. He could slip a little bit, but that'd be fine with me too if we can snatch him up. All right. Let's see. So Orlovsky loves the Lions pick. He just said finally. Man, oh man. So what do you think the Cowboys do here? I'm thinking Parsons. I think Sam's right with Parsons. Yep, I'm thinking Parsons. I think you have to go Parsons here. Would they go tackle here? Do you think they could go offensive tackle here with Slater? I mean, I know that their offensive line is nowhere near what it used to be, so I mean, they could go offensive line here. So he's talking. Daniel Jeremiah is talking edge rusher potentially here. Yeah, I think it's Slater. I'm gonna go there. That's what Jack Jordan just said. Jack just said he thinks it's Slater as well. Pick is in. Here we go. What do you got, Commish? It's either Slater or Parsons. Dallas always seems to get pretty good linebackers too. Man, these first 12 picks have just drug on. So how everybody's night going? How's everybody's night going? Man, I got 3 tabs of Twitter open here. I don't need that many yet. Yep. Bear with me. My TV has a little bit of a lag. I just saw on Twitter who's coming up. Yeah, he's gonna tear it up in Dallas. Micah Parsons. That's a pretty good pick there. He'll be all right. I mean, I'm not trying to make light of this whole situation, but watch those allegations become true, and he can't play for the Cowboys. Sorry, Cowboys fans. I'm just kidding. That was a bad take. I do like Micah Parsons, man. I think he can be a good player. I do wish he would have played this year. When we played against him the year before, he was a force, man. He's all over the field. He's got speed. He can rush quarterback. I'd like to see him cover a little bit more. But they're just showing his height and his weight. It's 6'3" and 246, and the dude can run. He's a good player. I think he's going to be blitzing a lot, I think. So give me your thoughts on the Lions pick, man. What do we think? What do we think is going on? Let's see here. I don't need that open. I think this has been a good draft. I've been able to pretty much target every player that has been picked. I think the 49ers taking Lance was a little bit of a surprise for me because I had it down between Fields and Jones, and those were the two remaining quarterbacks. I think Jones is going to fall right into the New England Patriots' lap easily. Because right now we've got LA. LA's on the clock right now. LA should be picking Slater for sure. They're probably happy and elated that he came up to this point. But and then Minnesota, they could be in the market for an edge rusher. Is that where you see JOK go and he becomes your edge rusher? Could you see Kwity Paye going to Minnesota? I don't know if Kwity Paye will go up that early. I have Kwity Paye going to Indianapolis, but I think JOK, if he doesn't go to Minnesota, he'll go to Las Vegas. So my next few picks here, I'm going to go Slater to the Chargers. I think I'm going to go tackle, probably Jenkins maybe at Minnesota. They do need a tackle there. New England, I think, goes with Mac Jones. I think Arizona might go receiver. They could trade down with Washington if New England doesn't go with Jones. I think Miami could go offensive tackle there. I think they could also go running back to help out, and that offense would be, pretty good if they go running back with Miami because they could go Najee Harris or they could go ETN there. The Giants went pretty far back. I don't know who they will target now. See, Sam says stuck on the Vikings pick. Yeah, Sam, I'm stuck on the Vikings pick as well. I'm thinking it's going to be a tackle. Maybe Christensen. All right, well, I don't know. Don't think anybody else is joining us. I do show I have one viewer, so I appreciate you watching us here. I'm hoping to get Sam and Jack on here at the end of the draft, so yeah, I'm just going to tool on Twitter here a minute. Let's see, who do we have? Man, I'm liking this draft. I really am. I like that the Broncos took Surtain. I think that's a good pick. I thought they were going to go quarterback, but they must like what they have in Locke. Or they wanted Lance. I mean, I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and I think Surtain was their next guy that was available. Yeah, I think Parsons is going to be – they got a player there, man. They got a player. Let's see here. All right, let's see who's partying here in the live lounge. Just the lonesome. But that's cool, man. I'm so glad that you are here. Yeah, that Vikings pick. That Vikings pick, man. I don't know what they're going to do there. So what do you think of the Micah Parsons pick? Do you think he's going to do well? What do you think he's going to do for Dallas? I mean, they had Smith from Notre Dame from quite a few years ago, and then they also had Vander Esch, whom I wanted in the draft when he came out. So they've got a pretty good linebacker core. They had Sean Lee, who could never put it together with the injuries that he had. So I think they finally get their linebacker. I think he's going to be all-pro material. Maybe not right away, but I do believe he's going to be one of those staple players in the league that, is going to do quite well for some time. I do like the wide receiver picks where they went. I really do. I think the pairing there with their former quarterbacks from college will really help them out. The Sewell pick is, I just think that outside of trading, that was the best they possibly could have done there, because you have the Lions, obviously, but, they had Taylor Decker, and then they've got Jonah Jackson, and then they've got Frank Ragnow, who they picked up their fifth-year option, and they should be working on a long-term deal right about now. Question is, who's going to play guard? Is it going to be Big V? I mean, they talked about Vaitai being the guard for now. Doesn't mean that he won't be moved or cut or whatever. I mean, obviously it'd be a big pay cut, or a big pay hit for the year. I think he's due like $10.8 million, so it's a little rough, but I think Sewell is now your right tackle. I think you'll still see Crosby in the jumbo packages, especially if they get into the red zone area and the goal line packages. I mean, it cannot ever hurt to have it can never hurt to have a swing tackle to play like that. And Crosby played very, very well for his position that he was drafted, and he was drafted in the 5th round, and you can only hope for somebody to do this well. So, this is an exciting draft. I think we come back here and LA is going to take Slater. And I really do believe that Minnesota is probably going tackle here, but they could surprise everybody and take a cornerback and take Farley. I know let's see here. I think I'm so glad, though, that they took Parsons, the Cowboys did, because I could honestly see the Vikings have taken him, and mostly for the reason that they needed a rusher. They don't have any edge rushers right now. They lost their edge rushers. Anthony Barr is, kind of their guy right now, but, they lost Rhodes a couple years ago. They brought in Patrick Peterson, but Patrick Peterson's kind of getting at that stage in his career to where you don't know what you're going to get out of him. I don't know. This is going to be a tricky one. I forgot about Vera Tucker. Vera Tucker, the guard out of USC, could go to the Vikings. That's what Sam just texted me. So let's see. Here's Slater pick. I think this is Slater. Yep. It's a good pick for them. He's going to do well. Herbert's going to love that. Wouldn't that have been funny, though, with the way that these reunions are going between the quarterbacks and receivers? Wouldn't that have been funny if, I'm glad we got Sewell, but what if we had taken Slater, which I wouldn't have been mad about? I love Sewell. Don't get me wrong. I'm taking him over Slater right now just from what I know, what I've seen. But wouldn't that have been funny if they took Sewell here and you would have paired him with his college quarterback? So this is kind of crazy how teams are going that route now, which is good for familiarity. This is a good thing. So what are your thoughts? Go ahead and put them in the comments below. I know the chat room's probably not hopping right now. People are focused on the draft right now, but what do you think of the draft so far? This is already topping last year's for sure for me. Big time. Big time. Let me just copy. Yeah, I like that pick, Sam. I do. Hmm. So, what are your expectations of this O line now? The O line, I think, should be one of the tops in the league. I think you're going to have a little bit of hiccups, here or there, but not a not huge problem. But let's see. Well, that's why. Let's go public, man. We're going public. Sorry about that. No, 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 no. Done. There we go. Now we can have people. I don't know why I had it. I don't know why I had it as private, but yeah, the Chargers just got better. They just got better on their offensive line. Yeah, Minnesota here. This one's a wild card. I'm not really sure who they're going to go with. That's a sweet tux. Or suit. Tux. Pff, sorry. Ooh, the Jets traded up to 14. So the Vikings traded back. The Jets just traded up with Minnesota. Who are they going with? Najee Harris, maybe? Vera Tucker? Who were they going to snatch that the Patriots wanted? Obviously, they wanted Mac. Watch them take Mac Jones, take both quarterbacks. I'm just kidding. So the So what do you think, guys? What are the Lions doing in the second round? Do you think they try to move back into the first, depending on who's there? They've got enough draft capital next year to do it. I don't know if you really want to get rid of it next year, but could you play with 2023s? And will somebody in the back end of the draft be willing to take that 2023 first round pick? I mean, I really don't want to get rid of 2 first round picks. I like the idea of having it, but man, if you could get a first round pick this year with the talent that you have, I think it's a good thing. What do you guys think? Put it in the comments below or in the chat room here, and we'll talk about it a little bit. I'm chatting with Sam. They're in a place that they can't hear right now. Otherwise, I'd have him join on here. But I'd be curious to see what the Jets are going to do here. Let's see. I'm going to go draft ticker here. Let's see who's available for the Jets. The Jets need offensive line help. They need receiver help. But I can't imagine they jump ahead of New England for that. I'm trying to figure out who they would think that New England. Let's see. They're showing best available. JOK out of Notre Dame, Travis Etienne out of Clemson, and Christian Barmore. Ooh, they could go Barmore here. Christian Darrisaw. Let's see. Kwity Paye is still available. Jason Owe. You got Vera Tucker, which I think Minnesota will snatch up now, because the Jets were picking at 23, so the Vikings fell to 23. Let's see. The Bears took Fields. OSU. The Cowboys took Parsons. Linebacker, Penn State. Chargers took Slater. Offensive tackle, Northwestern. The Vikings traded with the Jets. I'd be curious to see what they get. So what do you think? What's going to happen here with the Jets? What are we taking? If you're the Jets GM, who are you taking right here? Who are you taking? Wow, that's actually a pretty even trade for the most part. They only gave up a fourth round or a third round pick, got a fourth round back to move up 9 spots. I'm curious to see who they get here, guys and ladies. Nicholas, Lions taking Elijah Moore in the second round. That would be a stellar pick, I think, Nicholas. I think that's a great pickup. Do you think Elijah runs into the first round, the last part of the first round here? Because, there's only really one that's probably worthy of a first round pick right now. With that being Rashad Bateman out of Minnesota. What are your thoughts, man? What do you think? I like that pick there, though, Elijah Moore. He's kind of one of those sneaky guys. Pretty quick, good hands, can play. I think they go Harris here. Let's go Harris. I'm calling Najee Harris. Although, I don't know. I like Vera Tucker here as well. What do we get? There you go. Got their guard. So they got a quarterback. They got a guard. That's a nice pick. They're doing pretty well. So now you got New England. New England's probably going to go get Mac Jones. Jones, News. Okay, here's Jack's pick. Jack and Sam, they're putting together Vera Tucker, which they called, or Darrisaw, which is also a good pick, which I think he'll slide to Minneapolis right now or go to Minnesota. And then I think Mac Jones, Newsome the second going to Arizona, which makes sense because Patrick Peterson is gone. JOK will then go to Las Vegas, which Gruden loves his linebackers and his guys who can tackle. And then he's got Najee Harris going to the Dolphins, which would be an excellent pick as well. That'd be a scary offense if Najee Harris goes to Miami. Listening to Ian Rappaport right now. So he just said that at his worst, Mac Jones is like Andy Dalton. And actually, everybody rags on Big Red, but he's a serviceable quarterback. Do I want him as my starter? Not really, but I wouldn't mind him as a decent priced backup. I mean, Dallas got a little bit. They were okay. It could have been a lot worse. Yeah, I'm thinking Mac Jones here. Nicholas Lindbergh, what do you like about Elijah's game? What's the best part of Elijah's game that you like? And do you think he's still there in the second? I guess that was a two-part question for me. does Matty P mess this pick up? That's another question. Does Matty P mess this pick up? I'm thinking he does, but not really. I think the Patriots, they always get their coordinators back and those players or those coaches that were in their winning prime with the team. You know, when Josh McDaniels went to the Broncos and then came back, he's very successful where he's at. You know, Matty P he'll be fine with these guys. We just give him a hard time because nobody liked him in Detroit, which I'm one of those people. All right, anybody else have any thoughts for the second round pick for the Lions tomorrow night? I'm kind of hoping safety, linebacker, receiver. Let's see what Sam says. This has to be Mac Jones. It has to be Mac Jones. What do you think? So Jets took. Mac Jones. Yep. Agreed. Simple. That was an easy pick there, Nick. Mac Jones. Mac Jones. There you go. Mac Jones. There you go, Malcolm. Mac Jones. All right. Let's see if Malcolm posted. Where's he at? Where you at, Malcolm? Yeah, so what do they do with Cam Newton? You think he's a cut? Is Cam Newton a cut? Does Cam play and Mac sit? What are we thinking? Yeah, I think Mac Jones will probably do pretty well here for the Patriots. I think it's a good pairing. I think he's an excellent pocket quarterback. The Patriots do really well with pocket quarterbacks. Obviously, Brady was not very mobile. Even before Brady, they had Bledsoe. Bledsoe was not very mobile. Obviously, Cam Newton was mobile earlier in his prime. I mean, he still had a lot of rushing touchdowns, but they were short yardage touchdowns. And he's kind of in that role where is he kind of working himself out of that starter mentality and need to be a backup now with Cam Newton. Now, I think he can do well on some other teams, but the last mobile quarterback that I remember New England having before Newton was Doug Flutie. That was awesome. I guess Jimmy G was there for, the preseason games and stuff. Played a couple games there when Brady was... Well, you had Brian Hoyer, if you want to call him kind of mobile. Doubt it. Not that much. But so this is a good pick, I think. I think he's going to flourish pretty well. Belichick does well with these quarterbacks. Yeah, he'd be all right. I think he's a precise passer too. He had the standout wide receivers there, but man, they never really seemed to have to make the big play to bail out the quarterback. And I think he's going to be a serviceable quarterback. I think he's going to do quite well. Now they need to put some other places back in New England, or pieces back in New England, and some places there that they have some holes. But Cardinals have to go corner here. Have to. Newsom. Bama. So Alabama had 1, 2, 3, 4 players go in the top 15. Not surprising. So, all right, Nick, you called it. We had Mac Jones, the Pats. What do you think that the pick for the Arizona Cardinals is going to be? I think it's Newsome out of Northwestern. I think he's going to be the pick here just because Patrick Peterson's gone. They need some cornerback help. Anybody else that's watching, go ahead and list who you think this pick's going to be. And do you think I'm going to go back to the second round here? I'm going to jump ahead for the Lions again. I'm trying to get some questions out here, but do you think the Lions go offense or defense? Not what you want. Don't give me what you want, but let me know what they're going to do. Are they going to do an offensive player? Or are they going to do a defensive player in the early parts of the second round? Or do you see them trading back a few picks and grabbing a couple more? I really hope that's the case. I do not want to leave this draft with only 6 picks taken. I don't. I think that would be the worst thing that they could do. Yeah, I'm just watching Mac Jones's throws here. Yeah, that was an underthrown ball. So I don't know. We'll see. He could be something. He could be nothing. Who knows with Mac Jones? So is this draft already better than last year's? I already know the answer that I feel it is, but all right, here's Arizona's pick. What are we thinking Arizona's doing? Zaven Collins. Wow. Wow. With Simmons? Ooh, that's going to be a scary team, and we have to play them this year. Dang it. So they've got Simmons and Zaven Collins, man. They had to take him, though, because Zaven would have gone to the Raiders, but I think JOK is going to the Raiders. They need offensive tackle help. They do. They need a line to protect Derek Carr. There's no quarterback right now worthy of any pick in the first round to replace Derek Carr, so we need to say, I'm saying either JOK or they're going to go with a tackle here. I don't know if it's reaching for a tackle yet. But I'm going to go with Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Wow, Zaven Collins. I didn't pick him going 16. I had him going to Cleveland in this round, so I need to put that down. Cardinals took Collins. Linebacker, Tulsa. What are your thoughts on that pick that the Cardinals just did? Man, this has been a crazy draft. I mean, there's only been... Whoops. Cancel. What did I just do? I just hit... There we go. Hit the wrong button. Keyboard slid off my lap. 2 corners, 2 linebackers. Those are the only defensive players that have gone off the board. I think you're going to get back-to-back linebackers here. The Dolphins, they could surprise some people. I mean, they've got Waddle. I think they go running back. I think they get they might as well pair up all the Bama players. You'll have Tua, you'll have Waddle, and you'll have Najee Harris. Sam just said killer duel, just like the Cowboys linebackers. Yeah, they're stocking up their linebacker core for sure. Zaven Collins, Isaiah Simmons. That is just nuts. All right, let's get some more audience in here. I need some interaction, folks. Need some interaction. Man, I'm just keep going back to that pick that Nick keeps talking about there in the second round. I think that's a good one. Another name I like in the second round for the Lions, I like my biggest like there is Richie Grant. I really do like him. If Morig is still there, which I don't think he will be, I think you're going to start seeing him come out in maybe the later part of this round or the first part of the second round, especially now that the linebackers are going. You're going to need some of those safeties that can come up and tackle. Yeah, it's... Am I happy with the Sewell pick? Yes, I'm actually stoked about that, and the reason is we have a heck of a running back room, and I want to see them open up some lanes for the backs. And I also want to keep Goff upright because I think he just thrives with time, and any quarterback's going to thrive with time. But if you can get the running game going, which that's what Lynn's going to do, he's going to ground and pound. So I think that'll set up the play action pass, which will get some of these burner. We do have some burner receivers now. Are they past their prime? We don't know yet, but they can get down the field, stretch the field, so hitting them with the play-action pass or watching Hockenson go across the middle on some of his crossing routes. Carry-on could be scary out of the background or backfield. Jamal Williams out of the backfield. Both of them getting draw plays. I mean, Swift hitting that second gear and just going. Yeah, I am happy with this Sewell pick. Tackles are never a sexy pick when you're picking in the top 10, but I think Sewell and Slater, they both would have been an excellent pick right there. I mean, I know a lot of people in the Lions fan base really wanted Fields. I mean, Fields is there. It would have been an okay pick, but I just think that they're sold on Goff, at least for this year. And in order to get Goff to do what he needs to do to play to his strengths, which Brad Holmes knows what those are. I mean, he traded up to get him in the draft that Goff came out of. So, I think this is an excellent move by the coaches. I wouldn't even call this a safe pick. I think this is an excellent pick. Yeah, he's talking about Owusu Koramoah. Do you think the edge rushers go? Do you think John Gruden goes defense here? I really do believe he needs to go fix that offensive line or help it out, but I think it's all defense, though. It's just Gruden. That's how he likes it. I'm going JOK here. I'm just texting Sam here. JOK here. What do we see? Whoa, there you go, Sam. Sam called it. I told you they needed tackle here. That is against everything everybody thinks that the Raiders will do is go offensive tackle. They just got better. That's awesome. Sam called him being the surprise of the draft, and that's a lot higher than he thought he was going to be. That's an excellent pick. Man, Bama's got a lot of players. 5 in the top 20. What do you think? Does Leatherwood go tackle or guard? Or both? What do you think of that? What do you think of that pick right there, guys? That's awesome, man. I like watching some of these reaction videos too. Man, this is fun. This is a fun draft. I like some of these guys that didn't project to be that high, get this high. On the Raiders. Who else you got? Let's talk some more. Who do you think? Who do you think Miami's going with on this one? Miami has some holes. They are starting to look pretty dangerous on offense. Leatherwood went here. I think Leatherwood could have gone to the Dolphins. I really do. But I'm going running back here. They have Myles Gaskin, but I'm going Najee Harris. There's going to be another Bama player taken right here. And then the big question is, what does Washington do? What does Washington do? They need a lot of help, too. Defense is scary good. It's gotta be Najee. It's gotta be Najee. Kwity Paye. I mean, I guess Kwity Paye could go here. They do need some rush help. What do you think? We going edge or we going running back? Is it Paye? Is it Owe? Is it Jalen Phillips? Rousseau? JOK is here. He'd be a good pick here. Yeah, it's probably an offensive lineman, maybe not a linebacker here, but they did get rid of Kyle Van Noy, so they really don't have any linebacking help. And JOK can rush and hit, so it's probably Phillips from Miami, but I'm going to go ahead and say JOK. That's my pick. JOK. Jalen Phillips. Okay. That's a good pick. Man, I'm going to love it when we have these multiple first-round picks and we can stock up some blue-chip players right away. I'm going to love it. Does he stay healthy? Yeah, this is a cool draft. Washington football team. Okay, so do they add to this crazy, crazy good defense? Or do they go offense here? I think they could go running back. They could go receiver here. You could see Rashawn Bateman go here. You could go tackle here. Gosh, I can't. I mean, if they don't take the receiver here, I think New York Giants take the receiver next. They need a receiver. I know they have Kenny Golladay, and I know they have Golden Tate. Or Sterling Shepard, sorry, and Darius Slayton. So Jalen Phillips goes from University of Miami to the Miami Dolphins, so he doesn't have to go very far. That's awesome. I can't imagine Washington taking any defensive linemen in this draft right now. They could take a linebacker, though. They could take a linebacker here. What are your guys' thoughts? What do you think? Who's been the surprise for you guys? so far in this draft? Who has surprised you on where they were taken? Go ahead and put that in the comments below or the chat room if you're still hanging around with me. What do we think? What are we doing here? Here's my question too. Detroit, they pick what? 8 picks into the next round, 7 or 8 picks into the next round. Plus you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 picks plus 8. I mean, that's a lot to move up back into the first. But it would be interesting to see if they would trade back up into the first round. I don't know. This has been one of the coolest drafts that I've been around. Let's recap who has gone so far. So far, we have the obvious ones, but you have Jaguars taking quarterback from Clemson, Lawrence. Then you have Zach Wilson going to the Jets, Trey Lance going to the Niners. You have Pitts going to the Falcons. You have Jamar Chase going to the Bengals to be reunited with his quarterback. You have the Dolphins picking up Waddle, the receiver there. Our Lions picking up Penei Sewell. I think that's awesome. I am still very excited and stoked about that pick. Panthers going Horn, cornerback out of South Carolina. Broncos did Surtain, second cornerback from Bama. The Eagles traded up with the Cowboys. They got D. Smith, Washington, or the wide receiver from Bama. I think is going to be a good fit there for them to go with Jalen Hurts. I think that's excellent there. The Bears traded way up from 20 to 11 with the Giants to get Fields. It's going to be an interesting pick for the Bears and what we get to do for that against them for 2 games a year for at least 5 years for Fields. Hopefully he can stay healthy and things like that. I mean, I don't really care that he went to the Bears, but at the same time, I was rooting for him the entire time. Let's see. The Cowboys traded back with the Eagles to 12. They got their linebacker in Parsons to pair with Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch. I think that's going to be a scary linebacking duel. Be interesting to see what they can do with some of their cornerbacks and their safeties there. And then you have the Chargers picking up Slater, which I knew that was going to happen, either Slater or Sewell. I know they needed a tackle. The Jets traded up with the Vikings. They went from 23 to 14, swapped a fourth and a third with the Vikings. They took Vera Tucker to protect their newly minted quarterback in Zach Wilson. The Patriots took Mac Jones. I think he's going to do well there. The Cardinals took Zaven Collins, which is a surprise to me. I thought he'd go back about 10 more picks, but he is a stellar linebacker to pair with Isaiah Simmons. He's going to do well there. The Raiders took Leatherwood, and then the Dolphins just took Phillips. Edge, Miami. So here we go. The Washington football team is going to select who. They've had enough defensive linemen. They're just showing right here they selected defensive linemen in the first round in 4 of the last 4 drafts. I think they go linebacker here or running back. Oh, Jamin Davis is off the board. That's a good pick. He's quick. He's a stout tackler out of Kentucky. I mean, he's 6'3", 234. He's going to do well against tight ends. And they're comparing him to Darius Leonard from the Colts. And wow. He's a coverage linebacker. He's fast. His athleticism is just off the charts. He had 102 tackles last year, 4 for loss and 3 interceptions. So, wow, that defense just got way, way, way better. That's a good pick. Yeah, 4.40. He's got 5 career interceptions. So he had 104 tackles or 102 tackles, whatever I said, and he's got 144 total. So this was his major year, and he broke out and did very, very well. Yeah, that's a good play, man. He is a tall linebacker, 6'4". Those tight ends are going to have a tough time, man. That's a good pick there, too. What do you think of that pick from the Washington football team, guys? Put it in the comments below if you're watching this later after the end of the stream. Still trying to get some more people in here. Let's see. JOK is slipping. He could slip to the second round. If he slips far enough, we may trade up. New Orleans is still there. That would be a trade partner. We could trade with New Orleans. I'm gonna ask Jack and Sam. Could we trade back in with New Orleans and take JOK or Bateman? Now, what do you think of Bateman? Rashad Bateman out of Minnesota. Be a decent pick. I don't know what you'd have to give up to get back up into that round, but New Orleans is picking at pick number 28. I think the Giants did really well. So they got the 1-4 next year for the Bears, which is awesome, and they got the Bears pick 1 and a 5th round pick. So the Bears gave up a lot of capital to run up and get Fields. Let's see. Do you think Elijah Moore goes in the first round? Did the Giants go edge rusher here? Did the Giants go Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah? What do they do here? Do they go? Well, they have Saquon. I wouldn't think they'd take a running back here. Decent receivers. I'm going defense here. They could go corner. They could go a cornerback here. Man, the board that Daniel Jeremiah still has available, man, these are some stellar guys. What do you think? You guys still with me here? What are the Giants going to do? And what's the next team to move? What do you think the next team to trade either up or back is? And who do you think they will trade for? Yeah, they're talking about Caleb Farley right now. Said he had 2 back surgeries, most recently one this offseason. So Titans, Jaguars, Saints, those are the guys that they're thinking, or the teams that they're thinking will take Caleb Farley. He could slip to second round. Those back injuries are not to be taken lightly, for sure. Yeah, I think if the Giants don't take Kwity Paye, I think the Colts do. I think the Colts could look at receiver, maybe. Although I think the Colts taking somebody to go on that defense, they'd be a scary defense too. So, what are we thinking? What are the Giants doing right here? Picks in. Hey, I appreciate you guys watching. We've had some viewers come and go, which is completely fine. I'm glad that you swung in and participated a little bit in the comment section. I hope you're enjoying my stupidity here as I talk to myself and a couple of you guys here. I'm waiting for Sam and Jack to get on, but is this Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah? They don't have a linebacker. We have. Ooh, Kadarius Toney snuck up into the top 20. Wow. So he's the Tate. Yeah, Toney, though, he can get off the line. He can run. He's a good slot receiver. He just needs to concentrate on the catch. There was one scene that I saw at the draft or the Senior Bowl that he just shook the corner, was wide open, and then dropped it. University of Florida. Kadarius Toney. He might be a sneaky good pick here. He's kind of that stocky slot. He can run. He can return. I think that's a good pick. That's a good pickup for them. So you got Kenny Galladay, you got Kadarius Toney, you've got Mark Ingram, you've got Evan Ingram, you've got Sterling Shepard there, you got Jones there, you've got Saquon Barkley. They've got a pretty decent offense going in Giantstown there. I think this is a defensive player that they're going to add here at the Colts. I think the Colts are doing that, although, you know, they've got Wentz there now. It could be Bateman. Bateman could go. I mean, you see Bateman dropping. You see JOK dropping. You see Farley dropping. You see Barmore dropping. I thought Barmore would have been picked by now. If Barmore makes it to Cleveland, that's a scary line. Holy cow. With Jadeveon Clowney and Myles Garrett there, plus some of the defensive backs that they have in Cleveland. Cleveland's building something there. Tennessee could take Rashad Bateman. That would be a good spot for him. I had him pegged at Tennessee. Thought maybe a team would come up and get him, but I think Tennessee could take him to replace Corey Davis. The Colts here, though, what are they going to go? I'm thinking defensive lineman. It's going to be Kwity Paye. It's going to be Rousseau. Or it's going to be Owe, which I think Owe might be a little bit too high right now, in my opinion. But Kwity Paye on this line and on this defense would be really good. I think JOK would be really good in this defense to pair with the linebackers that they have there. I'm going to go with Kwity Paye here. Kwity Paye, and then in Tennessee, I'm going to go Rashad Bateman, and then Minnesota, I think they could take Newsome now. They trade back and get Newsome. Pittsburgh could get Najee Harris, or they could get Travis Etienne. I had Harris pegged at Pittsburgh, but I think Etienne would be a stellar back there. Jacksonville could take either of those running backs, or they could take Barmore. Cleveland could take Barmore. Their linebackers are gone now. I thought the linebackers could have gone to Jacksonville, or I'm sorry, Cleveland. Baltimore could go Rashad Bateman if he's there, or they could go linebacker with JOK. He could play that Ed Reed slash probably that Ed Reed type role. I mean, I wouldn't really go Ray Lewis style yet because he's not overly big like Lewis was, but he's larger than what Ed Reed was, but he could hit like Ed Reed. His only knack, I think, would be his coverage and his like true tackling. I mean, I think JOK is a fantastic missile. I think he can hit with the best of them, but if he could just wrap up. New Orleans, an intriguing one too. I don't know. Maybe they could go Najee Harris to pair there. They could go anybody on defense. They lost a couple defensive players. Green Bay, have no clue what they're going to do. Buffalo could get an edge rusher. They could get Rousseau. They could get Kwity Paye if he's still there. They could get Owe. They could get maybe a linebacker there, or JOK could probably fit anywhere here. Baltimore has 2 picks pretty much back-to-back here, but yeah, this has been an interesting draft. I really like this. I'm glad I went live here. So they have left tackle. So Daniel Jeremiah is looking for tackle or edge rusher. Could they take Liam Etchenberg right here? What did you think of the Sewell pick? MJC, I loved the Sewell pick. I was, as soon as Miami took Waddle and the first part of the draft fell like we thought that it would pretty much fall, and Sewell was not taken by the Bengals, I knew exactly who we were going to target. We were either going to get Sewell or we were going to trade back. And I really felt that once Chase was taken that Miami really wasn't going to go there. I think they wanted to get their pass catcher to kind of help out Tua. And they did. They got Waddle. They got a heck of a player. I really am curious to see how well his ankle is, because that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to take Waddle at this point. But when Sewell was there, I knew the pick was going to be right in or it was going to be traded. And I was game for Sewell. That was my pick to begin with, if he was there for sure. So I'm happy with it. I think the offensive line instantly got better. It'll be interesting to see who they play at guard. Who do you think they play at guard now? Do they swing Crosby in there? Who's played there before? Or do they leave Vaitai there? Or do you give Stenberg a shot? Do they target a guard next pick? Would you be mad if they took a guard back-to-back with a tackle? I mean, because you still have... Miners is there. He's kind of that small school guy. Etchenberg could be there. Let's see. The pick for the Colts is in right now. They could go tackle here. They could go Jenkins. They could go Christian Darrisaw, sorry. It's probably Darrisaw. Oh, Kwity Paye. Okay, so that was my first. Yeah, I thought Crosby too. I really like Crosby's energy. Yeah, I agree also. Linebacker, receiver, safety, any of those in any order on the next pick for sure. I really like the two linebackers that left already in this draft. But if JOK slips, which he could, it seems like he's slipping here. I think Baltimore, with the two picks that they have, I think you'll see JOK go there. I think Cleveland could still snatch him up. Jacksonville could snatch him up as well. But and don't be surprised if Tennessee looks at him here. But I'm going to throw another. I think any of these teams could take JOK right now and be just fine with him. I know Minnesota needs an edge rusher as well, and you could line him up as an edge rusher. Kwity Paye is going to do really well in Indianapolis for sure. But some of the linebackers, I like Pete Warner. A lot of talk about him sneaking up into the first round or early second now. I like Pete Warner. Receiver, I really like Terrace Marshall. Whose interview are you referencing? Are you talking MCDC? Or are you talking Brad Holmes? About the what he mentioned about Crosby? I'm drawing a blank there. But yeah, I think receiver, you could get Terrace Marshall. I don't know about. Sewell. I knew he wanted to go to the Lions. I did see that. Now I don't know if that was play on words or if he was definitely true there. But no, I didn't hear the mention of Crosby. I'll have to go check it out because I know they went to the same school. So they're BFFs. I'm assuming. Gotcha. Sweet. I'm going to go check that out. I haven't looked at any of the post-draft stuff either from the guys that have been picked. I need to check that out because as soon as the Lions picked, I jump on here and went live. So I see Tennessee taking a receiver here. I think Bateman's gone. I think Bateman goes here. What do you think? Let's see here. It's on the Lions YouTube page. All right, sweet. I'll jump onto the YouTube page. Oh, they're running live too, aren't they? Yeah, Kwity Paye, man. I think he's going to be a sneaky good guy if he can put it all together. But let's go back to your one here where we're talking need linebacker, receiver, or safety. I think Elijah Moore would be a good spot for that at receiver there if he's still available. I think you could even throw in a cornerback here, and the only one that I would probably take is either, depending on his medical, but Farley, if he slips this far. Newsome could slip that far now. We haven't really seen him, his name thrown out there. Or, I mean, if Bateman keeps slipping, I would take Bateman at 41. I would trade up in the second to even get him. I would even come up to Tampa and see what they're willing to give up if he's still there. And then at safety, I really like Richie Grant. I think Richie Grant's good. You've got Morig there. Although I think Baltimore likes their safeties. They could go Morig in their two picks that they have. Green Bay could probably use some safety help. Buffalo could use some safety help. I mean, that could be a good match right there. Buffalo with Morig. Wow, I didn't know Kwity Paye had the heart issues. Apparently he was cleared, and he's good. Sweet. Yeah, I think Bateman makes a lot of sense here. Yeah, Shaun Wade's an enigma. He's one of those guys that he flashes a lot of potential. He is one of those guys that can, he's a ball hawk. He can cover, do everything you want him to do as far as a quarterback goes. But then he can kind of fall back on some of those negative tendencies too. So hopefully at the next level he can put it all together. But I really like Asante's game. Obviously he's got good bloodlines there too. But he would probably be my pick if we took a cornerback second round. I'm going to target a safety, though, in my opinion. Let's see. Javon Holland, Sewell's college teammate. You can't go wrong with it. Apparently, they're stacking up these college teammates in this draft big time with their previous quarterbacks from the previous draft. But Holland's he's a good one, too. Here's the thing. It just depends on what type of player you want Tracy Walker to be, because he's really going to be your only productive safety at this point. He really is. We know Harris he didn't really work out. He was probably drafted a little higher than he should have been when we did, but he had the Boston College ties to I can't even remember the DC's name right now off the top of my head. But yeah, I think Holland would be a good one. I'm thinking you really want to look for more of that in the box safety and let Tracy Walker go float back there at free safety. Good news is I think he can play strong safety or that in the box safety every once in a while, but I think they asked for him to play that position too often last year, and it burnt him. Between that and his cousin, he had a lot going on, and then obviously with COVID, he just didn't put it together. He had a horrible season, and he'll be the first to tell you that. But you move him back to free safety, you let him roam back there. You have Aaron Glenn, who can pretty much coach anybody up, in my opinion. I think he's going to be a fantastic coach back there for these guys. So really, I'd be happy with Holland as well. He's got some ball skills. He can tackle. He likes to play that deep safety role, but I think he can come up and do that. So, all right. So I don't think we're going to get Sam or Jack on the live again, but that's all right. We can catch up with them. But I'm having fun talking with you guys. Yeah. So I like the Holland pick there too. We've got some good choices up here. You've got Browning from Ohio State, the other linebacker. He could be a decent choice there in the second round. Some of these other players, let me pull them up again. I had them up right here. So you have Christian Darrisaw. Could he stay, or could he fall all the way to 41? Maybe. I don't think so. I think he's going to probably go to Jacksonville or Cleveland, to be honest with you. But, you have Greg Newsome, cornerback there. You have Azeez Ojulari from Georgia. He'd be a heck of an addition to our team. Like I said, Trevon Moehrig. You've got Terrace Marshall for receiver. I really like his game. You've got Nick Bolton out of Missouri. I think that would be a good addition in the linebacker room there. Joe Tryon. He's one of those guys. He sat out last year for Washington. He's one of those guys that could be a good edge rusher as well. Because, we think we have an excellent defensive line, but really, what do you have in Deshaun Hand, for one? Number two, what do you have in I can see him. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. From Clemson. But anyways, you just don't know. You don't know what type of Flowers you're going to get. You don't know if Penasini is going to be the same player. It's one of those things there. Another cornerback is Eric Stokes out of Georgia. You've got Quinn Miners. I think he could be a good addition. I wouldn't mind taking a guard there. Then you could pair him. That line would be a beast of a line. Aaron Robinson, cornerback. Joseph Asai. Ooh, they took Caleb Farley, the cornerback. That was one of those sneaky good places there. That's a good pick there if he can stay healthy. He's top 10 pick, and they just got him at 22. That's a good match. He's 6'2", 200 pounds. Tennessee's one of my favorite teams out there, too, outside of the Lions. Lions are my most favorite, but Tennessee's one that I like to watch, Liam Enchenberg, I think, would be a good addition here because he could slide into guard. Jamar Johnson is another safety I really, really like. What are your thoughts on Jamar Johnson there? I think he's going to be more of a third-round pick, maybe a late second round, but So what's been the surprise of your draft so far as you've been watching this? Let's see. Colts went Pay. Titans went Farley. So Michigan got a first rounder. All right. And does anybody trade back up? Does anybody trade back up into this draft? All right, so the Vikings, the dreaded Vikings. Big guy, probably third round. Eagles just the Giants to get Smith. Yeah, the Eagles jumping the Giants. That's awesome. I love those interdivisional trades. Again, and they had the 3 picks right there back to back to back, pretty much. I mean, they had Cowboys, Giants, Eagles at 10, 11, 12. And I'm so glad the Giants fleeced the Bears, too, getting the next year's first round and next year's fourth round. Plus, I think this year's fifth round, and then the swap of the first. So anytime you can take picks away from the Bears, it's great. But yeah, I would agree with you there. I would also agree with let's see, where was the one pick that I thought was a surprising one? I think Alex Leatherwood coming out of Bama, the tackle there. I think starting to see some of those tackles come off the board. He was drafted a little bit higher than I thought he was going to be, so that was a surprise there. Zaven Collins going as high as he did. I thought he would have been back a little farther, but they got a good player there. And then with Jamin Davis going to the football team, they've got a scary, scary defense. They really do. I think if they can put some defensive back help in there too, just a little bit more, talking about the back end, maybe some safety there. They do need to help out Fitzmagic. They've got some receivers. They've got a decent running back in Anthony Miller, but I really do believe that my TV just went off. But I do believe that they have a good defense. They're going to be a decent team next year. So they just need to get that staple at quarterback. So what else we have, guys? Looks like I have 2 watching, which is awesome. So thanks for sticking around. I've been on for an hour and a half, and you're still chatting here. Let's see. All right, let's see here. All right, just inviting some more people, hitting Twitter up. If you don't follow me on Twitter, go for it. At Tyler Roak, TYLERROAK on Twitter. And then I post everything Lions pretty much on there. Occasionally I'll throw some product review stuff on there. But or you can follow our podcast group, The Lions Lounge 1, at The Lions Lounge 1. Between Sam, Jack, and I, we post some good stuff on there, too. We try to get our podcast episodes out there. We haven't lately because we've been jumping on YouTube, throwing some stuff out here. But I'm trying to get it set up in a way that I can do live sessions like this, but also be able to stream it to the podcast. So go ahead and follow our podcast there. We put some interesting information out there. Our latest podcast showed our mock draft. I think it was last week. Thursday we jumped on and we did our mock draft too, and some of those picks that we had out there. I hit on a few of them, missed on quite a few of them too. I had different players versus the positions that they actually took. So, hey Marissa, thanks for stopping in. What do you think of this year's draft already? It's been crazy. Let's see. I don't know if I want to watch. What's had the better coverage, the ESPN coverage or the NFL Network coverage? I've been watching NFL Network, and I've been frustrated since they didn't really give much coverage to the Lions like they never do. So let's see. I'll leave it on ESPN for a little bit. Oh, I know. Is it fall yet? Absolutely. I'm so excited to watch the trenches this year for sure. Who the Vikings get? Christian Darrisaw. I thought they would. They got their tackle. Sewell is going to be a beast. I was so happy when the Bengals took Jamar Chase. I mean, really, we were going to get Jamar Chase, Justin Fields, or Sewell at that time, or even Slater at that time. But the Vikings got better on their offensive line. I just saw that. Sorry, I'm a little distracted here. But yeah, the Sewell pick is going to be awesome. And I was just talking with MJC. You can look up in the chats a little bit, but he's projecting Crosby to fill the right guard to play with his former teammate there. I believe did they play together? I don't know if they played together or not, because Crosby was a couple years ago. Be awesome if they did. Anybody have that? Let's check. Tyrell Crosby. Drafted in 18, so that was 3 years ago. They might have just missed each other. Steelers are on the clock. Does Najee Harris go here? Yeah, I think Najee Harris goes here, or ETN. I think ETN would be a solid pick there. ETN kind of has that. I hate to compare this because he was on a planet on his own in college for sure, but he's got that Reggie Bush feel. You know, that guy that can catch the ball out of the backfield, can run between the tackles, can get to the outside. I mean, maybe not so much the tackles with Reggie Bush. He was more of an outside guy. But, you know, you could run between the tackles. He does do punt and kick returns. I think he just kind of does it all. He's one of those guys that I really like. ETN, I really like him. But Steelers, yeah, Marissa, I'm locking it in. I think Najee Harris goes here. They could surprise some people and go defensive linebacker here. You have Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah still there. But I like the running back pick here. That's who I put as my running back selection, was Najee Harris here when I did my mock last week. See, I kind of miss the boomer. I miss Chris Berman on here. Mel Kiper gets to me sometimes. So was the coverage at least decent on the ESPN one with Sewell? Did they give us any love whatsoever? See, Kuiper, man. Sorry, I'm distracted. I want to talk with y'all and not watch this TV here, but all right, so the Steelers are on the clock right now. DAROT. Ha-ha! We called it, Marissa. Nice. We called it. That's going to be a good pick. Good pairing there. The Leatherwood one going to the Raiders was a surprise. I was calling for them to get a tackle. I was calling for him to take a tackle there. I believe I drafted one there for the mock draft. Let me take another look here just to verify that. I don't know who I selected to them, but let's go to the Raiders. Where are they at? Oh, I had Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah there because I wanted to go tackle, but I knew they love defensive players there. But yes, Leatherwood was a surprise. He's a fantastic player. Sam Jordan even said it in our last podcast and video that he thought that Leatherwood was going to be one that could sneak up on people and get drafted. Now he was drafted a lot higher, I think, than Sam thought too. So, but I think they'll do good. They need to protect Derek Carr big time. They need to protect him. Yeah, Harris is going to be scary in Steeler yellow and black. This is where I think defensive tackle goes for the Jaguars. I think they get Christian Barmore here. They may take Owusu-Koramoah, but I think if they need to bring back Saxonville. Do you agree? Anybody you want to go to Jacksonville here? Yeah, Najee, he's sneaky, man. He's strong. He's kind of like a smaller. Um, he's not that small though. What do you guys make of the Tim Tebow tight end thing at Jacksonville? What do you guys think of that? I mean, he's 33 years old. But I think, sorry, I was saying that Najee Harris is a lot like Derrick Henry. I mean, he's a smaller guy, but he runs very similarly, and he's a little bit more athletic too. Let's see, corners got major love in the first round tonight. Yeah, they did, especially back to back there with Horn and Surtain. Now my surprise was Broncos taking Surtain, but I'm kind of glad they did because the Cowboys, they were going to take Surtain, and that's what made them force the trade with the Eagles. So, and they still got a heck of a player in Parsons, so I don't think they really lost there per se, but I know they needed corner help. So yeah, with Horn and Surtain, I had a feeling Horn would have gone before Surtain, just because I think he's a pretty darn good quarterback, but Surtain is pretty steady. And I had a feeling, too, that Farley was going to go. I really do. I still think Newsome could sneak in here as well. Where do you think Newsome could go? Greg Newsome II. I'm thinking maybe Baltimore. Baltimore likes their defensive guys, too. So we have Harris. So Bama has 6 first-round picks this year. 6. Yeah, Landon Dickerson's that's a good pick too there, MJC. I think he could sneak in here. Jaguars could use some offensive tackle help. That would probably be a good idea to protect who they just picked in the first round, or the first pick. I really do believe they want to get back to defense. He falls to the early second round. Yeah, I think so too, and that could be one. I mean, I'm not saying we should target a cornerback, but he could be one that you could target pretty early there. But I would like to stay back either at 41 or trade back a little farther. But I hate to lose out on some of these early round second guys because I think you're going to see some of these first round guys fall in there, especially if JOK is there. I could see us moving up a little bit, maybe packaging some of those 2023 picks. Yeah, Green Bay, they could use some corner help for sure. Yep, you're right. They could use a lot of help now. Sounds like Aaron Rodgers has some mental problems going on with the Packers. There's a mental game going on here now. He's pretty angry. What are your guys' thoughts about the Rodgers deal? What do you think happens there? How many picks do we have left? We only have 5 picks left. We had 6 total in this draft. That's why I have a hard time moving up in this draft unless you take away some of those picks that you get next year, which I would hang on to. I think if all of the the compensatory picks, if I can talk, if they all hold true, we could have 13 to 14 picks. Most likely 13 picks next year. I'd like to hang on to them just to keep building through this draft, but I don't know how many. I think we just have the 10, or we have 11 for 2023, I believe, because we got the extra first-round pick from the Rams. But I could see them taking that pick and moving it up. That might intrigue somebody here at the back end of the draft, especially like somebody like Tampa Bay who's returning every starter they had. So, I mean, that might be something to get in there and pick. Take the last pick of the first round and grab somebody else's first-round pick. I would probably do that because you don't know who you're going to get in 2023. Heck, you might not even get the guy you need in 2022. So if you can sneak up, grab another guy out of this first round, I would do it. Just depends on how much it would cost because you know you need those picks. But right now we have 5 left for this year. So I don't see us moving up unless we use that next year or the year after's draft capital. I don't even think we have players on our roster right now that would be worth moving for anything until like a later round pick. So Kuiper's saying Trayvon Merrick. I could see that happening at this pick. I think I would go defensive lineman or linebacker here. You could go Bateman here. I could see Bateman here. Yeah, I don't see Rodgers going anywhere unless he really, really cries about it. Wow, could Rashad Bateman go here? Could ETN go here? Go back with his teammate? I mean, I know they have Robinson, but pairing him with ETN? Yeah, this is almost BPA, don't you think? Yeah, Schlereth, I don't know. What do you think? I mean, sometimes I think he's on drugs. I mean, I really liked him early on in his TV career, but he's been kind of a jerk lately with some of the fans out there, especially the Jet fans. I called it. I called it. What's up, Jason? Number of picks for next year's draft will involve a complicated formula. Chewed kneecaps to lost teeth ratio. I love it. I love it. I love it. ETN to Jacksonville. That's a good play. That's a good place for him to go, man. He's familiar with his quarterback. That's a sneaky good pick. They just got better on offense. Jason, I love that comment, man. Chewed kneecaps and teeth lost. Man, ETN's going to be good in that offense. Especially with Tim Tebow blocking for him. Sorry, Tebow. Yeah, ETN's got he's just all around. I mean, he can receive, he can run. Can he block? That's a question. So now does Jacksonville run that Clemson offense? I'm thinking so. Oh, Kamara. Yeah, that's a good comparison. That's what it is, Booger. Booger McFarland. Let's see. That's 4 former college teammates reuniting with each other. Oh, I know. That's crazy. Yeah, I think you're going to start seeing that. A lot of these teams are going to get those familiar faces from some of these, especially some of these young quarterbacks. I think that helps them out really, really well. I'm really excited for Jalen Hurts. I really am, because he's going to get a familiar face. He's going to get an actual shot this year, and I think he'll do okay, honestly. I just hope he doesn't lock on to Devontae Smith. I'm sure he will, because I'm not really sure. I'd have to look up, but who do they have for receiver? Greg Ward? Is that really it? Because they don't have, obviously Nelson Aguilar is gone. You lost. I mean, Travis Fulgham was there, but I don't know if he's gone anymore. I think that Alshon Jeffrey's gone. Who does Cleveland go here? Do they go Barmore here and pair him with Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney? Do they go linebacker with JOK here? I mean, they got Jamar Johnson here. Or not Jamar Johnson, sorry, Josh Johnson. Cleveland's going to have a good defense. They go defense here. I'm going Barmore. Yeah, Jason, yeah, I think Tebow's, I don't know. I think he's kind of on, I mean, he's 33, man. I mean, I get it. You didn't make it in baseball. You didn't make it in football before. You're just trying to stay in sports and all that stuff. He'd probably be better off just sticking with his current goal in life. I mean, he's a decent motivational speaker for the faith-based people for sure. You know, he could do just fine there. Ooh, Greg Newsome. This could be a good pick. Cleveland can't screw this pick up. They've got a lot of players here that could fit their mold. Tebow needs to stick to announcing for the SEC network. Exactly. Newsome was leaked? Oh, poor guy. But he's going to a good situation here. He's got a good pass rush. They pair him with Ward. Denzel Ward there. They got the good safety. I think they got a couple other guys in there. Yeah, the Browns just got better. For sure. The one guy's reaction on ESPN, it just dropped his jaw. I love it. I love how some people are just no emotion, some people are ticked, and some people are just ecstatic. I think you're right, MJC. I think you're right, man. Northwestern, they had a good year. They had a really good year. All right, so who do we have left? We have the Ravens, the Saints, the Packers, the Bills, and not the Chiefs anymore. Sorry, the Chiefs gave that up to the Ravens. By the way, do you like my Cars pencil? I just realized I have my son's pencil. That's pretty cool. I might have to steal this for work. How many Northwestern players have been drafted in the first round? That's a good question, too. Just ever. Let's see. They've had 8 first-round picks total, and they just had 2 today. That's awesome. That was 5 days ago, so they've had 10 total and 2 today. So 1/5 of their entire first-round draft class has come out of the first round today alone. Yeah, I think Greg Newsome is going to be a good player there. He's quick, he's fast, he's big, he's tall. I mean, he's lanky, but he's going to get his hand on a couple of those deflections, picks, those sort of things. Yeah, see, 30. All right, I'm done with ESPN already. You guys, you guys favor ESPN or the NFL Network? I'm an NFL Network kind of guy, but I just get mad at them that they don't cover my Lions as well as they should be. I mean, you would think that Rich Eisen would be a little bit more excited to talk about the Lions. I mean, he went to Michigan. You like the ESPN better? Yeah. I'm a fan of Daniel Jeremiah over Mel Kiper, though. All right, I gotta get me a pick me up here. Shh, don't tell. Don't tell. Don't tell. Cheers. Ah, you're stuck with ESPN. Yeah, I hate when those networks do that. It's like FSN, Fox Sports Detroit. Because right now I have Charter Spectrum, and all I do is stream, and so I just have a few channels and things like that. But we do more of like the HBO and the Stars and all those other monthly fees. Just it's even cheaper yet than doing cable or Dish. But it just sucks, man. It I have to stream it through my phone or get an app on the TV, and I can't watch my Tigers, my Pistons, or the Red Wings very often. So, all right, Tigers losing 10-0. Glad I can't watch them then. I mean, I can get them on Bally Sports, but I'm glad I can't watch them. They've pretty much just, are what they are. 11-0. Okay. Eisen's from Jersey, though. He was broken before he went to the U of M. That's true. That is very true. He isn't he a Jets fan? So, I mean, that explains it, Jason. I'm glad you brought that up. Any predictions on his 40 time? I mean, I know we got a little while, but did he break 6 last year? Speaking of other Detroit teams, I don't want to segue too far away, but since we're on commercial, what do you think of the Pistons? I'm super excited about it. This is the most excited I've been about the Pistons team just in general since 2004. yeah, I get that one. I mean, I know we're gonna lose, but it's just fun to be able to completely turn. Just imagine that, though. I mean, I know NFL and NBA are completely different, but just imagine that, though, being able to turn over a roster as much as Troy Weaver has done, only leaving one player from last year's team, and it's just exciting. I mean, they're so young. I'm excited for the future. I think it's gonna be great, and you're gonna get a decent draft pick this year. They're definitely getting a lottery pick. I don't know if they'll get number 1 and get Cunningham or anything like that, or any of the guys from USC there. But yeah, I'm excited about the Pistons. I'm a huge Stewart and Bay fan. I mean, I obviously Killian Hayes is going to get some love because he's the first round, first round pick that they had. But I'm a huge Stewart, and I love Sadiq Bey. I loved that pick. Okay, what's Baltimore doing? I don't know if it's been leaked yet. I'm kind of on a delay here. Yeah, Dwayne Casey, I really do. I mean, I loved it when he came in. I just didn't think he was the guy. I mean, I know he would have been a guy that actually would have taken him with taken the team if they were built to that next level, but they're not built. Is this Bateman? It is Bateman. Yep, that's a good pick. That is a good pick. Do you think he gets the breakaway speed that he needs, or do you think he's going to have a lot of contested, well, they call it a wow catch on NFL Network right now, but does he get by everybody, or is it going to be a contested catch like a Galladay type player? Oh, wow. Yeah, route running big time. Big Ten getting some love tonight. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Who's the next Big Ten player off the board, huh? Ooh, good question. So, now, the pick that's going on right now with New Orleans, do you think this is a possibility we trade up with them? We've got a heavy relationship with New Orleans. Could you swing a trade here? Wow, that Baltimore offense looks stoked. Lamar Jackson, J.K. Dobbins, Marquise Brown, Rashad Bateman, and Mark Andrews. Woo! Yeah, Mayfield, I forgot. Yeah, that's another tackle. You're going to start seeing some tackles move up the board, I think. I mean, the Packers could probably use some offensive line. Do the Packers go DB here, or do they go... I mean, obviously they're not picking now, but they'll be picking after the Saints. Do they go DB, or do they go offensive line? Or do they go linebacker? I know they need some help here or there. Kellen Mond, yes. Yes. The pick is in, so they did not trade. New Orleans is going with whom? JOK? Who's left? Yeah, Dickinson's a good pick. Well, the Packers could go Melifonwu, too, out of Illinois. He could be the next Big Ten guy going, too, the cornerback. He's got some height. They need some help at the cornerback position. Could they go the Penn State tight end? I mean, really, all they have is Tanyan, but, I mean, is he a one-year wonder? They need tight end. I mean, it'd give Aaron Rodgers another target to throw to, right? Kellen Mond, yeah, that's funny. I do like Kellen Mond. I don't know where I could see him going. I mean, I guess Kellen Mond could go to like the Washington football team in the next couple rounds. They do need a quarterback behind Fitzmagic there. All right, what do we have here? The Saints. Who you taking? Saints. What are they taking? So who had the best pick of the draft so far? I mean, I know everybody might be biased and say Sewell, but who do you think got better in this draft already? Yep, Packers should go offensive line. I agree. They need some help. They lost what's-his-face, didn't they? Sitton. Yeah, the Giants did really, really well. They hosed the Bears, man. They hosed the Bears. And they got their receiver. So here's a good question. Who takes the first snap of the regular season for the New Orleans Saints? Is it Taysom Hill? Is it Jameis Winston? Or is it somebody else? Here we go. Are you leaking Peyton Turner or are you wishing Peyton Turner? Remember, I'm on a little bit of a delay. Yep. You're like psychic in my world over here. They might have got a sneaky guy right there. They're liking him to Marcus Davenport. That's not bad. Here's a scary pick. Okay, here's a scary pick for the Packers. Could they flip it and go DT right here and get Barmore to pack him with the Smith brothers? I would hate it, but we have Mr. Ragnow, Mr. Jackson, and hopefully Mr. Crosby. Barmore? Jeremy said Barmore? Yeah, I like Jeremy. Jeremy's got some good takes, man. Eric Stokes, it could be him. Yeah. God, they just showed that highlight on NFL Network of the catches against Detroit. That was sucky. Do they go offense here for Rodgers? It's got to be an offensive line or a tight end. Man, oh man. I mean, we made it this long. I'm going on 2 hours. I might as well stick it out here for the next 3 picks. 4 picks with this one. Here's my thing. Why does it take so long to get this pick in? I mean, the pick's in. It's been in. I know they need TV coverage, and I know they need to talk about their Golden Boy teams, but why? Did any other team get less love than the Lions on NFL Network? I mean, I know maybe everybody else is watching ESPN at this point, but NFL Network just showed that they drafted quite a few defensive players and only one offensive player for helping Rodgers. But yeah, I agree with you. I think it could be cornerback or it could be tackle, but I think it's probably Stokes here. Could Asante Samuel sneak up this far? Might be a little early for him. You go Morig here? Could you go Trevon Morig? Man, this has been a fun draft to watch. Even watching the other teams select. I mean, I think everybody did honestly get better in this draft. There were so many good players. You beat me to it again. Yeah, see, I thought Eric Stokes would have been a early second round pick. That was my makeup. I mean, he's a decent corner, but... Oh, I know. That's why I quit looking at Twitter, man. Twitter is way ahead. I get it. I had to turn it off after the Lions. So Malcolm Hart on Twitter, I'm gonna give him some love at Mr. Hart _. I love Malcolm here. He's got some great posts, but he says any Lions fan that is mad about the Penei Sewell, sorry, I got his name right, doesn't have any football IQ. That's all I'm gonna say. We got a beast at number 7. I agree with we got a beast at number 7 for sure. Somebody just said, yeah, Rodgers is gone. Matt LaFleur just gave Rodgers one giant middle finger. I love Lions Twitter, though. It's hilarious. So Buffalo's going safety here, or they're going edge rusher. They could get Rousseau here. This would be a sneaky one. You think that Stokes is a third rounder? Is that what you're saying? I mean, I could see it. I mean, I figured somewhere in the second round. They fell in love with him, but I mean, look who's available yet. You got Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, and I think a lot of it's going to hurt him as his wrap-up tackling there. You got Trevon Morig. I kind of pictured him to be in this range. Gregory Rousseau, I think he just had some question marks, even though he sat out the league year. Williams out of UNC, that's a good back. They could pair him with the back in Baltimore. That'd be a good pairing, but I think Baltimore should add to their defense. Or sorry, Buffalo. Sorry, I didn't mean Baltimore, but Buffalo. What'd Carlos give? I can't. Carlos. Did he actually give a decent grade? I mean, he should be happier now that Stafford's gone, right, MJC? Sean McDermott is a heck of a coach. He has done wonders for that Buffalo team. I'm a Buffalo fan. Go Buffalo. Only New York team I'll root for. Go Buffalo. What'd Carlos give us? A C? Because we didn't go Fields? A D. It's because we didn't get Fields, right? He wanted Fields. Oh, I think we get a solid A. I'm being a homer, but I don't think you get anything worse than a B for Sewell. I'm going the Georgia edge rusher here. I'm going Azeez Ojulari here. Fields or Smith. Yeah, see, he's just, I don't know. I can't read Carlos half the time. He's just, he's definitely not my favorite beat writer for sure. I like Eric Schlitt. Give me Eric Schlitt all day long, man. Justin Rogers is another one I like to follow. I think between Eric Schlitt and Justin Rogers, those guys do some awesome film study. That would be a good pick. Maybe the Penn State DE. Yeah, I think the Penn State Oweh here. Yeah, I think he could. I think Buffalo needs to help their defensive line here. They could go Koromoa. I mean, he's slipped this far. I don't think people thought that he would be down this far. I mean, he could be a rush linebacker. What do they run in Buffalo? Are they a 3-4 or are they a 4-3? See, they could go Williams here from UNC and take running back. I mean, they had Singletary and they had, what's the other running back they had there in Buffalo? Yeah, name dropping. Eric Schlitt, man. Go follow him. At Eric Schlitt on Twitter. Here's the question. What does Tampa Bay get? Could you add Koromoa to that team? Holy cow. Yeah, see, so if it's a 3-4, I'm going Koromoa here. Or Barmore. Get a good nose tackle. I mean, he's more of a traditional, probably closer to a traditional DT, but he could play that nose tackle guy. He could go safety here, too. I don't think they go wrong with who's left. Where you going, Buffalo? Yeah, Barmore in Tampa. Ah, that's a good pick. He's top 15, top 10 talent there. He's going to Buffalo. Wow. You know, it's awesome to see some of these top 15, top 10 players going to good teams, too, sometimes, especially teams that are up and coming like Buffalo. You know, you like to see them succeed quite a bit. I do, anyways. So Baltimore went with Bateman, their first pick of the first round. I got to imagine the Ravens are going defense. They've got to be going defense on this pick. Unless they go get Williams out of UNC to pair with J.K. Dobbins. That would be scary too, but they should probably add to their defense. They'll probably get Barmore here or Koromoa. Or Morig. Again, you know, they could get that. I think Morig will probably be a good spot, too. Yeah, I like the pick as well. This is a good pick. This is an excellent pick, actually. I think Buffalo just got way better. Right tackle, yeah. You've got some good tackles still on the board. You talked about Mayfield from Michigan. You still have, I think, the kid out of Texas, Cosme. I think he's still there. What other tackles are left? Enchberg. You've got Stone Forsyth. Rad News from North Dakota State, I think, is one that could surprise some people. It could be I think they could go Cosme here at right tackle, or they could go safety, or they could go linebacker. Rousseau played receiver. Holy crap! In high school. You don't ever say on TV unnaturally long. Spencer Brown. It's a good pick. Northern Iowa. Yeah, that was one that Sam Jordan said that was going to be a sneaky pick, too, is Spencer Brown. He's got some long arms, man. Long arms. Long arms, man. McDermott, like I said, awesome coach. He's done wonders for Baltimore, plus that GM there. They're doing a heck of a job there in Buffalo. I said Baltimore. I meant Buffalo. Right? Yeah, I know. I saw that with a 10 RAS score. Dude's a beast. They need a tackle because they got rid of their tackle, so... Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, Spencer Brown could be this pick unless you just leaked it to me. What do you think of the number rule, man? This is kind of off topic, but what do you think of the number change rule that they've got going on? Because I think Fournette already said he was changing to number 7. Yeah, I know. Tevin Jenkins is still available. What do you think of Carmen Jackson? The OT out of Clemson. I mean, Enchenberg is still there. You got Cosme from Texas. Cosme from Texas is a good one. Yeah, no leaks. Yeah, they got commercial breaks going right now. Pick is in. Yeah, I thought there would have been more trades at the back end here, but not been any since the Jets moved to the Vikings. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I think it's tackle here, or they just add to defense because they've been known for defense, and John Harbaugh likes his defense. Yeah, I know, but that's a way for those for the NFL to get some money, man. I mean, they lost a lot of money in revenue last year with the fact that nobody could go to those stadiums. They got to do something to recover, and I mean, these guys do have a lot of money to buy that back. I'd be curious to see what a total is on some of those guys. Some of the big name guys out there for sure would be interesting to see, like a DeAndre Hopkins or something like that. Somebody those jerseys are way up top 10 type thing. It'd be curious to see how much they'd have to spend. Peterson did switch to 7? Okay, all right. Well, it makes sense because he just switched jerseys, so you might as well, right? Somebody who's going to a different team is you might as well. It'll be interesting to see how they treat the illegal substitutions rule. God, I just saw the Sewell pick go across the bottom of the screen, and I'm super stoked with that. I'm getting more and more excited about that pick. One point. What did Cook switch to? Did he switch or no? What was Cook in college? Was he 7? No. So Cook went to 4, right? Number 4. Yeah, how could he be 7 if Patrick Peterson's 7, man? I probably should put the liquid down a little bit. Come on, TV. Ooh, all right. All right, this is a good pick. So why is Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah slipping? That's going to be one of my videos here. What are your thoughts about Koramoah? Is it because he can't wrap up and tackle? Is it because he's kind of that tweener between a linebacker and a big safety? I mean, he's really kind of light to be an edge rusher, but kind of too big to be a safety. Yeah, I wouldn't pay the $1.5 million to switch from 33 to 4. I think the number 4 really only looks good on a kicker. So how do you think Owe is going to do in Baltimore? I think he's gonna thrive there. I really do. I think that's a good pick. I probably would have gone tackle here with some of the tackles that are left on the board. I'm not sure where Baltimore picks at in the second round, but look at that dude's physique. Holy moly. 39.5-inch vertical, 4.37 40, and the guy has no fat on him. 6'4", almost 6'5", 257. Yeah, Owe, he's got a 99 athleticism. Production's about half of that. And his overall is about a 76, 77. I don't know how they project that based on the scores they have there, but Tampa Bay's got to go DT here, right? You got to say Barmore? What do you think? Where's Bucks going? Quarterback. Just kidding. Whoa. Ooh, I like that pairing, man. I really like that pairing. Joe Tryon. That's like a perfect spot for Tryon to go, man. That's awesome. Well, MJC7006, I appreciate you hanging out with me on draft night here, man. Yeah, I know. I think they could have gone a better pick there. I mean, it is a good, intriguing pick, but I think that they'll do just fine. He'll do fine there. They returned everybody pretty much, so. But that's fine. They already won. I'm more so with the Lions here. I'm gonna jump on tomorrow at some point. I don't know what time, but I will jump on and go live. Hopefully, we can grab a couple more people here. And we can converse. So MJC, come back for more tomorrow. I'll hopefully have Sam and Jack on the board tomorrow. They won't be at the draft this time. Check out my earlier video. We had Sam and Jack at the draft, so that was awesome to do. Yeah, Barmore would have been perfect there, but he'd be a guy that I would trade up for too, by the way. So I'm going to go watch some highlights on Sewell before I hit the hay. I appreciate you hanging out. Subscribe to this, man. I'm going to try to do some more of these. Jump onto Twitter if you don't already follow me, man. That's awesome. I'm going to give a shout out to Jason Moreno. Thanks again, buddy. I can't wait to hang out. Good luck with that new baby and the little one you got, too. So, but anyways, Marissa, thanks for stopping by. And Nick, I appreciate you, too. For jumping on. So guys, subscribe, follow. I'm gonna try to get on here more often, and follow me on Twitter at Tyler Roak, ROAK, and also at Lions Lounge, the Lions Lounge 1 on Twitter. So I hope you have a great night, guys. I really do. I had fun. Thanks for hanging out, man. It's Michael. Nice to meet you, Michael. I appreciate you hanging out with me. You were the only one that hung on strong here. For the last 2 hours, so I appreciate you, man. It's been fun hanging out, talking football. So, join on Twitter, get in our group. I will add you to it. Maybe I can get you on the podcast, or we can hang out on Twitter. We've got a group there. We also are on Anchor.fm. Look up the Lions Lounge podcast there, or any of the Apple or Spotify as well. Any app, basically just search the Lions Lounge podcast. We're going to throw more there. We're also on the Locker Room app, so follow us there. I try to get in there as well, and it's a lot of fun to mingle with you guys. So you guys have a good night, guys. I will talk to you later. Peace. Go Lions!